Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerTube, and welcome back to our Poppy Playtime character concept series. So in today's video, the character looking into is the purple caterpillar from the Chapter 2 trailer. So from what we can see in that very short snippet of the trailer, it looks like there's a purple caterpillar being introduced. Now, I'm not too familiar with its official name. I'm not too sure if there's an official name out there or if it's been released yet, but if you know its official name or you have your own name for the purple caterpillar, comment down below. And as always, I will just state that everything I say down below is just theoretical, so I don't really know what's going to happen in Chapter 2, nor does anyone else really know what's going to happen in Chapter 2. This is just a made up story and we hope you enjoy. Also, I will just state as well that we are not saying that this is our own character or that we made up this character. This is definitely a character made by Mob Games that's going to be in Chapter 2. We're just seeing what there could be in the story or what we could see from their gameplay and their story as well. And lastly, before we start today's video, do be sure to subscribe to GamerTube as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. It will keep you up to date with the videos that we post. Alrighty, well, let's take a look at what might possibly happen with the purple caterpillar. So in our previous video, we took a look at what we might see in the newly introduced character of Mummy Longlegs. We explored the factory tour train, the new puzzle mechanics with the green hand, and the underground area where Mummy Longlegs dwells. So now it's time to take a look at one of the other characters that we saw in the Chapter 2 trailer. There were a lot of new characters introduced, including the mini Huggy Wuggies and the flower enemy. But the new toy creature we're going to look at in this video is the purple caterpillar from the play area. It's quite hard to make out from the trailer, but it looks to be a large purple caterpillar with a long slinking body. In our previous character concept videos, we thought up the idea of Slivy the purple rubber snake. This character was quite similar to what we see here. So maybe a character similar to Slivy might become true. So the area in which the player finds themselves in looks to be a play area of some sorts. Maybe this was the play area for younger guests who visited the factory, or it might be a daycare for the workers who brought their children to work. Seeing that Playtime Co. is a toy manufacturing company, they might have had an inbuilt daycare for the factory workers who had children. Maybe one of the enticing benefits of working at Playtime Co. would have been free daycare included. Instead of organising where to send their children, the workers would just bring them to work. What better place for a daycare than a factory filled with cuddly toys? But when it comes to the Playtime Co. cast of characters, they weren't as cuddly as they seemed. One would hope that the poor innocent children weren't there that one day when everything went wrong. So when the Playtime Co. daycare centre was up and running, they had their very own mascot. This of course was known as the caterpillar. This was a large purple caterpillar with multiple round body parts protruding down their body. It has two red and blue antennae, round black eyes, and a large red nose. The purple caterpillar was quite popular with all the young children. From time to time, the caterpillar would roam around the daycare centre checking up on all the children. It was the purple caterpillar that pretty much ran the daycare. Apart from a few daycare workers, the caterpillar pretty much looked after the children. But ever since the factory has been deserted, the caterpillar has no one to take care of anymore. So now we come back to our protagonist. After roaming around this new area we've seen in the trailers, they eventually come across the daycare centre. They might have been forced into this area after an interaction with Mummy Longlegs. Or maybe it could have been any of the other characters that they needed to escape from. Regardless, the player now finds themselves in the Playtime Co. daycare centre. Like everywhere else in the factory, the place was completely deserted. The floor is covered with soft, colourful puzzle mats. Throughout this area, there are multiple wooden cutouts made out to look like brick castle walls. As they explore further into this area, they come across a whole maze of the wooden walls. If they wanted to find a way out of this daycare centre, then they'd have to find a way through this maze. As the player makes their way through the winding paths, they suddenly hear something drop from the ceiling. They look up and see the purple caterpillar lowering itself down. This strange looking creature starts to make its way through the maze after the player. Our protagonist quickly has to find a way out of this maze before it catches up with them. As they look behind them, they get a look at this strange looking creature. Its large black eyes stare at the player. It doesn't seem to have a mouth, just those dark staring eyes and large red nose. The player has to be careful to make it out of this maze without being caught by the caterpillar. If they are, they'd get tangled up in their body and taken back to the start of this area. The caterpillar charges towards the player as they finally make their way out of the maze. The player just got out in time. The caterpillar's long body is caught up in all the bends and corners of the maze, so this gives our player some time to escape to the next area of the daycare. The player now comes to the jungle gym area. This place is filled with a number of different playsets, including slides and climbing areas. As the player makes their way through this area, the purple caterpillar has finally caught up with them. It seems to follow them wherever they go. As long as the player was in the daycare, there was no escaping this strange looking caterpillar. That's when our protagonist gets a bright idea. Considering that this caterpillar will follow them wherever they go, they soon figure out that they need to get their long body tangled up in all the play equipment. If they can get it stuck, then they can have a chance of getting away. So in this gameplay segment, the player needs to move through all the tunnels and slides and climb up all of the play gym ladders. The caterpillar will follow the player through all of these obstacles, getting tangled up in the process. Eventually they would get so tangled up in the play equipment that they wouldn't be able to move. They've finally done it. This persistent caterpillar wouldn't be able to follow them anymore. They turn around and find the back exit to the jungle gym area. This door led to the trash room. Inside would be the garbage cans and a large trash compactor where they disposed of all the garbage. As the player walks through the exit door, they hear a strange sound. They turn around and see that the caterpillar has broken apart into multiple different body segments. Their multiple body segments snap back together to complete the whole creature once again. The player quickly runs into the garbage disposal room to get away from this unstoppable creature. The caterpillar follows them inside. The player turns around and faces the large purple enemy. This caterpillar won't let them leave. If they were ever going to escape from this area, they would need to take them head on. So in this boss battle segment, the player needs to use their GrabPack to grab each of the purple caterpillar's body segments. Once they've got one, then they need to throw it into the trash compactor. The player would need to repeat this process over and over until there was nothing left of the caterpillar. The player would need to be careful not to get too close or they'd have to start all over again. Eventually, after repeating the process again and again, the caterpillar is left with just its head. The player has finally done it. The purple caterpillar won't be following them anymore. The player exits the garbage disposal room and moves on to the next area of the factory, awaiting whatever creatures come next. Now I think the purple caterpillar is going to be a great addition to Chapter 2. I think they'll be quite a challenging character to deal with, and I can't wait to see what they do with it when Chapter 2 finally releases.
Alrighty everyone, well that's all we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing, as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. Also, do be sure to comment down below what you thought of the purple caterpillar and what you'd like to see going forward. Alrighty everyone, well until the next video, I'll catch you later, bye.